Royal Crowns. Hello, everybody. It is about 8:33 Central Standard Time. I like to be casually a couple minutes late because that's just kind of how I roll. But I'm going to wait a quick minute here and see who can come and say hi and join. I'm super excited to talk to you guys tonight. And a big thank you to Leah for inviting me to come talk to you guys in the group. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'm drinking out of my favorite cup. It's clearly not daytime, but day drinking from a mug to keep things professional. Just don't ask me what time I put Tito's in here. It's a whole nother story. Hi, Brenda. How are you? I miss you, Mama. Thanks for joining. I'm excited to chat with you guys. Yay! Please ignore my horrible lighting in my office. I was going to do it in another room because of that lighting that I keep telling myself I'm going to fix, but I did not. My kids are sleeping and stuff like that. -1 to the right of me, but let's not jinx that. So I am super excited to talk to you guys. I put a brief little recap at the top about me, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and kind of how my journey went, and then I am really pumped to talk to you guys about in-home parties. I am an in-home party hustler. What's up, Ashley? What's going on, girl? Thanks for joining, Mama. I am an in-home party mama hustler. I think they are super important for your business. I think they can change your business. As we know, like the average person knows like 2,000 people. So when you think about that, when you have these in-home parties, you have an opportunity to network and meet so many people. As far as like the colors and all that kind of stuff go, hi, Tiffany. I am a red yellow. Sometimes it kind of switches up, and sometimes one time I took it and like my primary was red, yellow, and then I had red. It was kind of crazy. But like all in all, I am a super busy mama of 3. I born and raised in Chicago, and I had no intention of doing the business when I got my premium starter kit, but I did that good old first, hi Jen, that good old first social media post, and I never looked back. I loved the products, and that is one thing I want to tell each and every one of you, is that everybody here in this group decided to share Young Living because of what? Because we got these products in our hands, we loved them, and we told ourselves that we wanted to tell other people about them. That is something, hi Bridget, red, yellow too, oh good, that makes me happy. I'm not the only, sometimes I'm like, what's up with my colors? Hi Jen. That is the one thing that you have to keep in the back of your head. Like, you chose to do this because you love these products, and if I can encourage you guys, one thing off the bat is do not be shy to share your love for Young Living, because the bottom line is that nowadays people are getting sick and tired of being sick, and people are paying more attention to their wellness, and that is where you come into play. There is no such thing as a saturated market. That's all like blah, blah, blah out the door. So in my case, I got my starter kit, and I moved pretty quickly. Like I said in my post, I hit silver within my first year. I was super excited to share. One thing that I push and I remind my girls personally all the time is that, I think the key to this business is being persistent. Is being persistent in sharing, meaning that obviously, as we know, sometimes people get hesitant to do the business because they think that there's too many other people out there that are sharing Young Living and yada, yada, yada. But let me tell you, ladies and gents, that if you are the one who's persistent, who's not just randomly posting on Facebook maybe once every month or something like that, you're persistent, you know what you're talking about, when that person decides to come around and jump on the wellness train, they're going to go with you. So that is something that is huge when it comes to just, yourself and your growth or whatever. But for me, I hit silver within my first year, and then last year in April, I hit gold. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, like my, in the very beginning, started my business, I was a full-time working mom. I worked for TGI Fridays Restaurant. For anybody who has been in the hospitality industry, you know that it's crazy and it sucks and it's wild. And I was super, super busy. And when I left my job, I was at the rank of executive. I did not leave my job per se for Young Living, but I will tell you that, God's the answer for that one. Like, everything has just fallen into place so perfectly, and I'm able to do this now from home while having a great income every single month. And my husband, when I hit gold last year in April, I remember him sitting next to me because, truth be told, in the very beginning, he wasn't always like super And that's not that he wasn't like supportive, but like he would kind of be like, oh, you know, you're always doing this oil thing and blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, wow, you know, and I'm like, I told you so. So for everybody listening to this or anybody who watches a replay or whatever is, you know, never doubt yourself, and you know that you love Young Living and you love the products. And I think that's the number one key to rocking your business is never being shy, sharing with your heart, and just like fun. You guys gotta be fun. And that's what I'm gonna talk to you guys about when it comes to in-home parties and things of that nature, okay? And what I will say, and another thing that I preach to my girls, I know some of them aren't here right now, all the time, is that the way that this business is that when you treat it like a business, it's gonna pay you like a business. And if you treat it like a hobby, it's gonna pay you like a hobby. And either way, to do the business is great. You do it like a hobby, that's awesome, and you do it like a business, that's awesome too, but just know that that's kind of how this works. And I will say that last year, it wasn't up until last year that I found out about Young Living's Willable Income, and you know, reading Game Plan book actually educated me about that, and finding out that like, wow, you know, when I'm dead and gone, you know, here I'm reading it going, okay, once you make $3,000 a month, you're able to do a will, and you have this willable income that you can leave for your kids for the rest of their lives. And I'm like, what? Like, holy cow, if that's not a bigger reason to hustle and continue to hustle harder, preach, Ashley. Dana, if that's not a bigger reason to push for your dreams, and every day when you go to your job and you're doing whatever it is that you do, because a lot of us do this while we're working full-time jobs, and a lot of people do this when they're, you know, as stay-at-home moms, find a way every single day to devote some time to your business, and be positive, encourage others, and lead your team, and rock those in-home parties. And that's what we're going to talk about. I didn't bring water with me, but I did bring vodka. Tito's is my preference, and then I have it with water so we can be low on the calories, kids. And then I have what's it called, Mimo, whatever it is. It's like some like sweetener thing that's supposed to just make it all healthier for you. So I guess that's going to be my water. But I do have notes because I am a total scroll brain, and I am distracted 24/7 in my life. If I was to turn my camera around for you and show you what my desk looked like, you probably would throw up. Huh, Bridget, holla. Because I am like a hot mess, because obviously with kids, there's constant interruptions and all that other kind of fun stuff. But so that's why I started the biz, because when I found out what the commission was and everything, and I love the products, I was like, let's do this, let's rock. Has it been all easy and everything else? No, it has not been. I've struggled in one of my legs a little bit. I have never gone back, and my sales have continued to increase. But of course, there's always going to be little areas that we struggle in. But because I'm persistent and I do not take any steps back, and I do my hustle every single day, I'm got it right back, and I'm continuing to grow. And that's what's really key. You just cannot make those little choices where like we take breaks and we do all those types of things. I don't recommend it because it's not going to be good. I've never done it, but I'm just saying. Okay, so when it comes to in-home parties, and I did tell Leah too that if I had time I was going to talk a little bit about social media and marketing in that sense, because I do feel that actually at my job at TGI Fridays, one of the things that I led, and I ran one of the busiest Fridays in the Midwest, was I was in charge of marketing. So I knew what was going to get people's attraction, and I was pretty good with that. So when I started Young Living and it kind of all fell into place for me, I feel like that's an area that I have done well with, I guess I would say. So marketing is key when it comes to in-home parties, okay? Your verbiage and the way that you name per se your parties and the way that you market and talk about them is absolutely 150% key to the outcome of your party. And here's an example, okay? Hi, Mindy. Hi, Trisha. Crystal, love you, Mamacita. You better be coming to Chicago for the whatever we have in October. I meant to ask you about that. And here's why it's important. Okay, let's just pretend that I am Becky, okay? And you invite me to an essential oils class at your home, okay? And or you tell me you're going to invite me to a make and take. Let's say it's a make and take, okay? But now in your head, you're the party organizer, and your goal is for these people to come to your make and take, but you want to enroll all of them in either one of the starter kits, okay? So your goal is to have all these people come to your house, and you want to get them in starter kits. But when you introduce the party to them, and when you invite them to the party, you say, hey, I'm having a make and take. You guys are going to come over to my house, and it's like $20. You're going to make some items. Okay, great. You've given that person the mindset that they're going to come over to your house, hang out, have some drinks, mingle. They're going to pay you $20. They're going to make these items, and then they're going to go home. Okay, that is what's going to make you fail at a party, because if these are all people who are leads for you and not current members, and they come to your home and they make these items, they, in their head, their mentality is not there for them investing and spending with tax and everything, $175, $180 on a starter kit, because they thought they were coming to your house to just make these items, okay? So that's an example of when I talk about the way that we word our parties, okay? So I'm gonna tell you how I do it. It has been extremely successful for me. I've spoken in front of a lot of groups. We do like Oilers Club, and we also do, my team and I also have hosted many events in a bar that is local in a good area for me and my girls. But I'm going to tell you guys the way that I have switched things up, because I will tell you is in the very beginning, I feel like I kind of did some things wrong. I guess I think I overdid some things, and I kind of learned how I find in this business is that when you tweak the little things, there's so many little things that you can tweak, and they make such a huge difference. It's like such a big deal, the impact on what those little things can do. So if you have a party and you say that it's an introduction per se to Young Living, you're introducing them to Young Living, okay? Then that person is probably going to have the mentality that they're going to be buying something from you, okay? But when you call it just a make and take, they have in their head, they're coming to make some sugar scrubs and some stuff and pay you $20, and that's it. So, and I have seen people come to me, my business girls, and say, oh, I had this party, I didn't get anybody to sign up for a kit, but they all paid $20 and they made their items and they went home. And I'm telling you, it's because of how we present the parties to the people. So I call it either oils and wine, or something simple like let's party. You guys, when we say class and when we say all of those, I guess maybe more so like boring words, it's not exciting for people. Obviously they are classes that we, they're classes pretty much when we go and we do these things and we talk in front of people. That's right. No one goes to buy the cow if they get the milk for free. Amen, sister. Of course, I just got squirrel brained on you guys already within like the first 5 minutes. Totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Hold on, let me read, because I have notes, and in my head I said I have to cross them off as I go, you guys, because if I don't, it will get crazy. Okay, sorry. So, and I say so much, and it's a totally bad habit, but I have learned from watching so many other leaders that everybody says names of classes. Okay, thank you, Dana. So, I'll say oils and wine, let's have some, have some friends over, we'll mingle, we'll catch up, oils and wine, it's a great time. Like the way that our energy that we throw out when we do these things is a huge game changer. So this is how I do my parties, okay? And I went a pretty strong, solid stretch. I just moved in November, and I will tell you that the month that I moved, I was crazy, and I hosted like 5 in-home parties. And I think that one of the bigger challenges in this business is getting people to host classes for them and to host parties for them. So what I find is that for me personally, is that the in-home booking is easier than the online booking. I personally don't ask people to host online classes for me. I have found that what has been successful for myself and my team is that every single month I put together an online 101 event, and I open arms it up to my team and say, hey, this is what we're doing. You guys want to chime in and invite some leads, bada bing, bada boom. Because as we all know, is that teamwork makes the dream work. And, I've done this before with Crosslines, and it's been very successful. And I think that, utilizing the tools that we have in front of us is just like a game changer. So how you want to invite them is saying that you're going to have, I don't ever use the word make and take unless I'm having a party that is strictly for my members only, people that are already using oils from me, then I'm calling it a make and take. Otherwise, I'm saying it's oils and wine. And I'll tell you that the past 4 parties I've had, I've called it oils and wine. And in the introduction, and I will, I'll actually put the verbiage I put in the introduction, I'll put it in the comment section here, either tonight or in the morning, to show you guys what I say. But I basically say that, going to become introduced to Young Living, wellness. I use all that type of wording, and I probably should have printed it to read it to you. But then here is the big kicker. I say, also, at the party, what's going to make it even more fun is I'm going to introduce how fun Young Living can be for you, and every single person is going to make and take 3 items before they go home. And those people, yes, I will open it. Sorry, I do have one child. That's wait. There you go, sweets. Every person that's going to come is going to make and take 3 items for $20, and then here's the kicker. I say, and if you jump on board and purchase a starter kit. You make and take those items and you take them home for free. You guys, that has been so extremely successful for me with parties. And because if that was me and I was going to a party, then, and I knew I kind of wanted to dabble into these oils or whatever, and I can take all these items and get them for free instead of paying $20. It's like I got my kit for $140 instead of $160. It's been a huge win for me. It hasn't only been a huge win for me, but it's also been a huge win for all my girls, because it's something that I have encouraged all of my business girls to do as well. And it absolutely changes things, you guys. It absolutely does. Because number one, I did not tell those people that they're just coming to a make and take. I said you're coming to a ladies' night or an oils and wine night, okay? And in my verbiage, in my event, I'm saying that I'm going to introduce them to everything Young Living, which another thing too that I'll talk about is I make sure people know that it is so much more than oils. Young Living is so much more than oils, okay? And then I just say, like, here's the items that we're gonna make. You can take them for the $20 or, you know, you get the starter kit, whatever. So now, and again, I'll copy and paste so you guys have this. I'll put it in the comment section. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating, you guys. It must be I'm wearing Abundance because I love Abundance and I think that it's amazing. And then the Abundance and Tito's is like an interesting combo. And the other thing I do too is if it is an online event that was created, my pen broke, that was created by the person 1 week prior to the event, I'll post in there every day. I'll post in there every day to get the people excited, because there's other little things I do at the party that I think has been very successful for me as well. Even where I'm at now in doing the business, it's been exactly 3 years for me. I'm still a high enroller. I still enroll a lot of people, and I think that's because of how I care for my people, how I love on my people, and truthfully how I market my business, how I keep my kids involved in it with my posts. I'm persistent in sharing. I'm persistent, and I share 1 to 2 times a week. I don't only share about, you know, Young Living. I share about my family, but I think that that's been key to me being successful in the business overall. So the items that I usually have them make, sometimes I will ask the person who's hosting it for me, like what they want to make. I'll say, like, hey, what would you like your friends to make? I'll tell you that probably the most popular and something I make at every single one is a face serum. Reason being is because it's made with the premium starter kit oils. So that's always very attracting to people, because they know, like, oh wow, like I can make this with my kit oils. A face serum, a lot of times a sugar scrub. And another popular one is usually like an immunity roller or something like that. And the people love it. The people love to do it. And if I was to guess a number of parties I've had, you guys, in-home parties, a lot in the past 3 years. I will tell you that I did not do one in-home party until I was a silver. I did not do one live video on Facebook until I was a silver, and I did not do one in-home party. Now I'm on lives all the time, and I'm doing parties left and right, and you guys, I make them fun, and I'm telling you, that's what's so important. I just did one on Sunday with one of my business girls, and I went there in jeans and a hoodie and a hat, because I want what I do to be duplicatable, and I want people to see that it's easy, and I want people to see that it's a casual thing. I'll tell you that in the beginning, when I started my business, I thought I needed all these things, which is another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. I thought I needed to have all these things. I ordered every poster, and I ordered every trifle. I ordered all this crazy stuff and thought I needed a million things for my table. No, now I go to parties with my premium starter kit. I go to parties with whatever we're going to make and take. And I go to parties with my Ninja and my Thieves Cleaner and a couple reading materials. And that is it. Easy peasy. I used to literally make trips into events or parties with so much stuff, because that's how much stuff I thought I needed. But you guys, if I can tell you one thing, your biggest marketing tool is you. You're your biggest marketing tool. And just the other night, I was talking to Janelle Bartlett, and we were talking about that, and she said it, and I was like, sister, you are spot on, because we are all our biggest marketing tool. Our mouths is our biggest marketing tool, and that's what we need to rock in-home parties. So when I go to in-home parties, I don't know any of these people in the room. Sometimes outside of the business girls, I will tell you and encourage you, if you have locals that can do it, get a couple of your people to go to your parties, because it's always good to have other Young Living people at your parties. For instance, on Sunday, when I was at this party, oh, you're so nice, Bridget. When I was at this party, I turned and said, who here is already using Young Living? And, someone talked about Nietzsche Red, and I got those people engaged, because the other people that are sitting there, they listen to it and they're like, oh, wow, they already love these products. That's awesome. So I go to the parties and I am, I'm like excited. I'm like ready to hang and ready to party. I'll tell you, the one that I had in November, like ladies were hitting the wine, having so much fun. I didn't make it so like, okay, I'm here to tell you that, you're using these chemicals and they're killing your family and da, 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 da. No, I am a keep it real girl, and I get in that party and I'll tell you the 3 things that I bring with me also, and that you need to bring with you is you need to bring some dryer sheets, and you need to bring some wall plugins, and you need to bring a candle. Because the scariest thing for me, and something that I believe has been a huge win for my enrollments when I do these parties or for my business girls enrollments is this, is I will start by saying, how many people in the room use dryer sheets? Pretty much 99% of the room raises their hands. How many people in the room use candles? 99% of the people raise their hands. How many people use wall plugins? And then I say, guys, do you know the side effects from using these products in your home? Let me tell you. And I'm not sitting there being like extremely serious, you guys. I'm being real. And I'm like, listen, I'm a mom. And guess what? Before I started Young Living, I was using Clorox wipes. I was using chemically laden products in my house. I was using Suave bubble goofy stuff on my kids' bodies until I was introduced to Young Living, and until I educated myself and learned, oh my gosh, I don't want that stuff getting into my kids' bloodstream within 26 seconds. And eye-opener. And that's how I talk to people. I just keep it real with them, and I'm telling you, it is a wow factor. So if you do parties, or even in your in-home classes or your online classes, ask people, be honest, and say to them, how many of you still use candles in your homes, wall plugins, use those most toxic items that are in our home? Those are the most toxic items in our home. So ask people, because I'm telling you, sometimes I'm trying to get out of that horrible light. Sometimes I am amazed by the number of people in a room that raise their hand. I have taught classes, I guess per se, in front of groups as large as 40 people. And I've probably done 30 to 40 by now, and I absolutely love it. And a lot of us, people that are, maybe yellows or colors or whatever the color thing is. I didn't get into colors until like I was forced to get into colors, you guys, because I was like, listen, I don't know about these color things. I just know how I am, and it is what it is. But I do now in my leadership role, I absolutely do utilize colors because it helps me with my business people. Because, I know who my reds are, and I know who my yellows are, and all the other kind of fun stuff. But, you have to be that, to step out of your comfort zone and have a party, or ask your leader or somebody. I tell my business people all the time, I'm like, hey, like, have a party. I'll come there and watch what I do, and I'll talk to these people. So I think one of the big things about, and getting yourself, to rock these parties is getting out of your comfort zone, but also it's about what you talk about. Don't have an in-home party and stand in front of this group of people and be like real, like serious, prim and proper, whatever. Just keep it real with them. And I tell people, like, listen, like, I'm not like saying like you're a bad person. Like, I use all these things too, but like I found that there's a better way. And when you know better, you do better, and you change things up. Some other things I do, or some things I should do. So like I told you guys, I bring dryer sheets, candles, and a wall plug-in. I highly encourage you do it. It's well worth the investment of walking down that toxic, nasty cleaning aisle in the store. Woof. And then I do some other really cool things. I have door entry prizes, okay? So basically I will make a basket. I'll make a really cute basket. I do have a label machine that makes things all pretty and cheesy. Although, the more that I listen to other people, I'm trying to make sure that I do income producing activities to continue to like grow my business. And sometimes if I'm making a label, I'm asking myself, like, is this income producing? And then sometimes I'm like, no, it's not. But then I'm like, gosh, it kind of is, because people love this stuff, which is funny, but it's true. Oh gosh, I'm so mad that I missed Royal Retreat, Dana. Like, we were just basically gone the whole entire week, and we weren't even here, and I was so bummed that I could not be at Royal Retreat. So I definitely we need to get together, because I need to hear all about it. Okay, so door entries. I make a basket, okay, and at the door, it's sitting right in front. It always looks cute, and I typically will put in my basket, you guys, thieves cleaner. I'll put a sugar scrub. I will put a roller tin, like a tin with the rollers in there with the labels on there. I will put usually like something else. Sometimes I'll put a Rae Dunn coffee mug, because I also love Rae Dunn, and I'll throw that in there. But I'll make a super cute little basket, and I'll have it at the door, and then it will say, and then so what I do is pretty much at a party, everybody gathers around, everybody starts to drink, and I make sure I walk walk the room and I'm like, hi, how are you? And, I introduce myself to the people and, I start to mingle with them and them to be, what, honey? Okay. I start to mingle with them and, it's to kind of make it comfortable because I don't want people to feel like they're in this uptight environment, like they're in a class or like legit in like school and they're in a class. And then when I do use a script, I have memorized quite a bit of it, but I will tell you that I love the script from Game Plan, but I did need to modify it a bit to tailor to myself. So basically my script is a combination. It's kind of funny. My script is a combination of Game Plan along with the script from Lauren Cruz because I love that script and along with some other stuff that I tweaked in there myself. You want to talk about what's going to pop your people's eyes open. You want to talk about statistics, about everyday things you're using. You want to talk about the Think Dirty app. Another thing that I do that is a huge hit is I have a photo album from the dollar store, okay? So it's a photo album from the dollar store. I took screenshots from Google of tons of Think Dirty app product ratings, okay? Uploaded them to Walgreens, put them all in the photo album, cost me $2 to do it, and I hand it around at parties. And I say, look at this. And I talk about it. So I talk about Think Dirty and say, okay, there's this app that rates your products and talks about toxicity and everything else, and then pass the book around so people can see and go, oh my gosh, the Suave I'm using is oh my gosh, it rates at 10. It's horrible for me. It's no good. Like people can actually see because you guys, I'm telling you, when you sit in front of a person and talk to them about how much you love Young Living, they get it. They get that you love Young Living, but they want to know they want to know more. They want to know why. So like your voice, that's why I say that all you need is you when it comes to talking to your people that's really all you need. So I hand out the Think Dirty book and that's always a wow factor for people. They're like, oh my gosh, like this really is in the products that I'm using. They rate that bad. And I'm like, yeah, in the summertime when you're slathering your kid with Banana Boat sunscreen, it rates a 10 and it's absorbing in your skin and it's reaching every cell in your kid's body. And then I'll get kind of personal in a sense by saying like, I'm the gatekeeper of my home. And I control what comes in my house. If I can control the products, affordably control the products that I'm using on my family, I'm going to do it. And I'm telling you that every single party that I do, the turnout for enrollment is huge. It's always huge because I'm telling you guys, people just seriously, they don't know. And people truthfully don't have the time to do the research and they need people like us to tell them. So I tell them, like, I've done all of this research and I feel that I owe it to everybody that I know and love to share it with them because the truth of the matter is some people just do not know. Yes, me too. I'm getting to that, girlfriend. I love it. So, okay, so then I have when people come in, I have the basket, and sorry, because I totally got flipped off of that, and it says, and then before the party, if it's a Facebook event that the person has created for me, I'll post in there and I'll talk about that. Bring a friend, there's going to be a door prize, and if you bring a friend, you're going to get extra entries for bringing a friend. Like I said a little bit ago, the little things that you guys do for your business and the little tweaks that you make to these parties or these online classes are absolute game changers. And sometimes, in this business, you do invest a little bit out by making things and giving things away. You guys, it's going to pay you back tenfold because you're going to grow, because people love to be loved on. Even at these in-home parties and even at these online parties, people want to be loved on, and that's where you come into play. So if it costs you a couple bucks to make a packet or give somebody a sample, do it because it's going to pay off. So it will say, purchase your starter kit, 2 entries, brought a friend to the party, 3 entries, signed up for Essential Rewards, 5 entries, sign up to host an in-home party, 3 more entries, and then they'll have the opportunity, hold on, you gotta sit this way, babe. Oh gosh. They'll have an opportunity to get all those entries and they see it. And then after I do my script and I'm talking to them, I will tell them like at the very end, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I'll like recap how everything is going to be, because I think the number one thing people struggle with is closing parties, closing the deals. And I'm going to tell you that if you're doing parties and you struggle with closing the deal, what's making you struggle is you. You're not closing the deal. It's not the people. It's you. Number one, because either you didn't market your party right, you didn't give them the mentality that they're coming to buy something. You made them think they were coming to a make and take and they were just paying $20 and they were going to make some items and bring it home, okay? So either you failed at that, and I'm not trying to be like whatever, I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys here. Either you guys failed at that because of the way that you marketed it, or you didn't sell the value of Young Living well enough. So that's, again, goes into play with the fact that we ourselves, you are your biggest marketing tool. What comes out of your mouth, the way that you, the verbiage that you use, it all comes into play. So if you're somebody who, I've had lots of people come to me and say like, oh, I have a hard time closing the deal. I don't have a hard time closing the deal. And I do believe that it's because of what comes out of my mouth is the reason why I close the deal. So like I said, a door entry thing I think is huge. Okay. So some things that I talk about, I do hand out, like what Andrea was saying in the comments, is there's a couple things that I do hand out. This is one of them, 170 ways to make every drop count. Okay. Because this is going to list all of the oils and it's going to list all the uses. I think that's a huge, huge eye opener for people because then they can see like, oh my gosh, I could, look at all the ways I can use these oils. If you say to somebody at the party, you're like, okay, here's a premium starter kit and it has 11 oils and you can use your diffuser and it's great. I love it. And I use it all the time. Sure, that intrigued me and I'm curious and I want to know more. But if you're up there and you're like, here's the 11 oils in the kit, and let me tell you how I use these oils every single day. You can use these oils every single day, pan away, and you go through them and you talk about the ways you can use them, okay? And then another thing that has been helpful that I actually forgot to use at the last party, and the last party was still successful, was I created a while back, it's called Do-It-Yourself Recipes with Starter Kit Oils, and I'll basically say, okay, and I'm very honest at the parties. I'm very straightforward. I say to them, a lot of people get scared from the price. A lot of people get afraid of the price of the cost of the kit, okay? And I say, so after I tell you all these things, if it still hasn't sold you on the value, then I'm not sure what else will, because for me, if that was me and the tables were turned, I'd be like, sold, sign me up, okay? So then I read off everything that they can make with it. So I'm like, okay, so not only can you diffuse these oils, use them topically, you can do all these things, you can swap out your beauty care products over time, and this is what you can make, and I start naming it off. And this is like a 5-page list. I put this together like a year ago, and it's in my oil chat group, and it's something that I send in every single welcome packet. Face serum, linen spray. So you say you're my people at my party. I'm like, with your starter kit oils, you can make a face serum, a linen spray, a sleepy roller, moisturizer, enhance your lashes, dark circle eraser, makeup remover, a hair detangler, and I'm reading off all of these things, like all of these things. You know what, Trisha? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think I just watch my verbiage, I think maybe, more so when I'm in like front of a group or like online per se. I don't know, this might not be the right thing to say, but I don't get like over crazy about it. I've watched enough leaders and followed enough leaders to know, like, I will say things like, okay, like, say for instance, if I'm talking about a vitality oil, I have to say this because I have to make sure that I'm being compliant or something of that nature. I truthfully just make sure that I stay away from big words like curing and, all those like big compliant words. And, I think it's easy actually to kind of still keep it fun with still being compliant, just because of the verbiage. Again, like the verbiage, the way that you say things. Yes, I will absolutely share my recipes for sure. I totally will. So I read off all these things and I just basically tell them about all the things that they can make with it. And again, like for instance, with the recipes that I have, everything in here is compliant. Head helper, I've actually changed a lot of the wording that I used to have probably like 2 years ago, only because back then when like compliance wasn't like a big, people didn't really like put that in my ear a lot. Like I would say like, oh, like a headache roller, now it's like a head helper. So it is hard. And sometimes I'll trip my words and say, I have to like catch myself and say, to help you with, seasonal changes. And I'll kind of laugh about it too, because, That's just the reality of it, is that we have to kind of like trip ourselves on what we say. But the recipe thing has been huge for me because I can read off and show them like these are all the things that you can make. And then I talk about like you're just shifting your mindset, guys. You're not you're not going to be walking down Target, down the aisles of Target and getting all those things because you're going to be able to get them from Young Living. So that's something that I always have with me. No, I did not. Actually, this one is so old school. It's so worn out. I got this online. I should make it with actually, I should make a new one with my machine because I know my machine can do it. I can't say it. Yeah, you know what? I've never, that's a good idea, Trisha. I've never like explained it. I'll just like say. So probably people who have no clue, like, what does she mean compliant? They're probably like, what the heck is she talking about? But to be honest, I think because I'm such a rambler, and people are so engaged when I'm educating them on stuff, I think it just goes completely over their head. I definitely like online events is like a big where make sure like all hail to the compliancy. Okay, so then the 170 ways, the do-it-yourself starter kit oils, I think that's a game changer for handing out at your parties. Hold on. And then, so like I said, so say I do my script, okay, and I read my crowd. If I have a bunch of ladies that are like boozing and mingling more and I don't know that they're going to want to sit there and listen to my little spiel, I will tailor it to their needs and I'll just talk and I'll just be honest and I share my story and I encourage all you guys to do the same. I'm like, I talk about my son, with the issues that he had. I talk about like our personal journey and how we don't go to the doctor, and I talk about all those things so people know. And then for myself, I'm very educated, so I think that helps in me sharing and being in front of these groups of people at party because I can talk to them and I can tell them things and share tips and whatever. So the other thing I do say is that if somebody signs up to host a party, they'll get the 3 make and take items for free and they'll get $20 off their kit. Okay, so you might think like, oh my gosh, that seems like a lot, but it's not. Let's be real. We get a lot of our oils for free. Okay. It does not cost me $20 to make those items, but you know what? I entail my time into that because I know a lot of people who do make and takes and a lot of people who do parties and they charge like nothing. And I'm sorry, but mama's time is valuable and it takes me time to coordinate these things. So I do charge accordingly and then I give back in the things that I give them. True that they do give me at the update. I give back in the things that I give them. So if you're having a hard time closing a party, it's because you're not selling the value of the kit. You have to sell the value of that kit, you guys. You have to say so much more than, I love these 11 oils and I love this diffuser. You have got to talk in depth about each one of those oils. You have got to do something like what I said and read off what's all the things that you can make with your starter kit. Pass around the 170 ways, because I'm sorry, if somebody says to me it's $160 and I'm like, oh gosh, that's a lot of money, and then they're like, here's 170 ways to use each oil, here's 40 recipes of what you can make with your oils, I would be like, okay, I'm in, because that right there, sold. I'm sold. It's a no-brainer because it makes sense why the value is right there. Okay, here's the things that I would say that you need to host an in-home party, because I do think people get overwhelmed and people think that they need all these things and you do not. Okay, you need your starter kit. I do believe that you need Ninja Red. I think it's an absolute, I encourage you to pass out Ninja Red shots, chilled Ninja Red shots, and to talk about Ninja Red and the benefits. There's an excellent video from YouTube that I share all the time. I do, for online events, I post the link to that video. I also often post a link to that video in my oil chat group because I want people to see the benefits of it. It was a video, I don't remember who posted it. It was a while back, but it's a great video. And I pass around the shots of Ninja Red, and then I talk about Thieves Cleaner and basically tell everybody that they just have to get Thieves Cleaner because it's like, I mean, it is, they need it, right? The 170 uses, the sign-in sheet. So I have a sheet, okay? So let's say I talk to you and I talk to my group, and then at the very end, I'm like, okay, ladies, here's how this is gonna roll. Nobody makes those items until Mama's done talking. The make and take items are not gonna happen until the end because I want everybody to be able to listen to me talk and listen to hear what I have to say, okay? So I say to them, I do my little spiel. I'm like, okay, ladies, here how it's going to go. Everybody is going to be, hi, Lisa. Everybody is going to be able to make all these items over here. This is what you're going to make, and I name them off. I say, so it's going to be $20, and usually I get the money at the beginning of the party. It's going to be $20 to make all three, if you decide to join today and purchase one of the starter kits, I'm going to give you back your $20 and you're going to be able to take your items home for free. I also pass around a clipboard with a sheet, and the sheet has their name, and then there's 4 lines, and it says, I want to purchase my starter kit today, and they would check it off. I'm interested in learning more about the business side, because another thing I do, you guys, I talk about my personal journey with Young Living in the business. I have learned I do not hold anything in. I am very open. There's been times where I have said straight out, this is what I make per month. This is the length of time that I've been doing this business, because I want people to know that that's an opportunity for them. I want them to see me at parties and know that what I'm doing is duplicatable. What I'm doing is something that they can do and that they can make this income too. So I absolutely 100% talk about the business side all the time at every single party that I have, so people know that that's an opportunity for them. And then there's a box for purchasing the kit. I'm interested in hosting a party. I am interested in, I forgot what else, but I'll post that sheet in here, you guys, so you guys can see. I know that you rock at that Thieves Cleaner Girlfriend. Yes, Lisa, I know I'm probably well over my time frame too, I would imagine, because I don't follow rules very well. I don't think Leah gave me any, but just in case, I don't know. So then I say, you can go and make your items, and then what I think, and I encourage everybody to do, is try to enroll your people in a group setting, because what happens is you're going to lose people. Once people have been there for a while, they do not want to hang out and wait in line to get on a computer to sign up. So I take people in a group setting, and I'm like, okay, so I pass around the clipboard, and everybody signs it, and they cross off what they want. I get back the clipboard, and I'm like, okay, name off their names. So, you guys all clicked off that you want to get the kit. Let's do this, girls. And if you guys follow me, take them over into a corner, get them on their smartphones, and walk them through signing up, purchasing the starter kit. Every single one of them all together at the same time. That's another way to easily lose sales, because you know what happens is Becky Sue is getting tired of waiting, and she's like, oh, you know what, then I'm just going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tonight when I get home. And then life happens. And then Becky Sue doesn't order. And then you're aggravated because you're waiting so long for Becky Sue to order. And Becky Sue's life gets busy, and it's just you're waiting. So try to nail the deal that way, and try to get everybody to go together and order in a group setting. Walk them through ordering right through their phone. I also print up, I will give you that video link, Carrie. I also print up a 8x10 how to order step-by-step thing that can be passed around too if for some reason everyone didn't get in a group with me, but I also pass that out as well. Also, you guys, something new that has been very successful that I never used to do, and sometimes I'm sure a lot of us think like, what if I did this in the very beginning? Sometimes I think, what if I got Game Plan book like right in the beginning? I'd be a Royal Crown Diamond, right? Because I didn't get Game Plan until I was a silver, and I thought the book was amazing. I put Essential Rewards as part of the sign-up process. There is no, in the beginning, I was taught, like, you don't talk about Essential Rewards until they got their kit and they're falling in love. Word up, switch that to the T. And I will tell you that my team's ER percentage is absolutely amazing. And Bridget's one of my girls that I believe is still watching right now, and her ER percentage is like 60%. Because when you look at that Sisters Downline, she has got like every single person on ER, her and her team, because she's setting the standard for her people. So and I didn't start doing this until maybe I don't know, 6-8 months ago or something like that. I never put it as like part of the sign up process. It was always in there in my directions, but now, Mama Bear got it switched up, and it's like step 2. This is where you're going to create your monthly wellness box. And I'm telling them as if that's just part of like signing up, because truth of the matter is, you guys, it is. If people are looking to make the changes and make this new wellness lifestyle, that's part of them signing up. So that has been something that's been extremely successful for me and my team. And if I was to log in right now and look at all my new members for the month, I believe my team, we have about 50 something new members right now, and I will tell you that there's probably 20 of them that are all enrolled in Essential Rewards, because I encourage my team all the time to get ER signups from the bat, because put it like this, and this is something that Bridget said to me. We were talking on the phone the one day. It's like, how many people add on to their order? A lot, right? Because we're like, oh, you got to get Thieves Cleaner for $23. You got to get this. You got to get that. Why add things onto your order to add them onto your order? Add them onto Essential Rewards so you can earn 10% back. So anybody who's just adding onto their order without putting it on an ER is kind of stupid, silly, I don't know what the right word is for that on social, in the business group. But yeah, like the starter kit is just the start of everything that's going to happen. So I've had amazing success with it. And I'm getting people who purchase their kit and they're getting on ER right away because I'm saying to them before my ordering instructions were step 2 is such a words, you can skip this for now. I want you, when you're ready to place, I used to say, when you're ready to place your first reorder, message me first, because I was taught that was what I was supposed to do. Well, when you think like you got goals and you want to roll, like it makes sense why other people, and I want to say it was like maybe Lauren Cruz or somebody that had talked about that, and I was like, oh my gosh, it absolutely makes sense. Like, why aren't we getting people to enroll in Essential Rewards right away? So if that's something that you're not doing at your parties, change your routine. Sign them up and put in your ordering instructions, whether or not it's online or in person, like this is where you create your monthly wellness box. Here's what I suggest you put on your first month's order. You're going to be able to change it every time. Boom, 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 whatever. Give them an incentive for it too. I often give, I give a do-it-yourself recipe book for any of my members that enroll in Essential Rewards. It's right here. So anybody who enrolls in Essential Rewards, I give them a recipe book, okay? So it's going to give them tons and tons and tons and tons of little recipes of things to make. That's something that I gift to them for enrolling in Essential Rewards. So, okay, the other thing too is this. If you don't have these, I think you need them. This is the carbon copies. Which products do you use? It basically lists everything that you need in your life every single day, and then they cross it off, and underneath it is everything that Young Living has to offer. These are super, super, super inexpensive. I think they're a game changer. I put these in my welcome packets, and I have often handed these out at parties, okay? I don't even want to look at how long I've been on here because I know that it's probably been too long, guys, and I'm sorry, but sometimes I have a lot that I like to share. Okay, welcome packets ready, and in home parties, I will have a certain number of welcome packets ready in case when I get my enrollments, I can give them their welcome packet there and save myself $3.50 or $4 on mailing them the welcome packet. And then the other thing too, I don't know how many of you might already do this or you don't, but you should have the monthly promos printed. I have the monthly promos printed for every single in-home party I do, and I have it in something like this. That way, when they sign up, I can walk them through it because I tell them, like, if you hit that PV number, you're going to get all these things for free. So have the monthly promos printed up. And then I'll also, because I know that this is like a lot to take in and some people might not have taken notes, I'll bullet point and type in the comments some things that I think are key for you guys to have for people who kind of come back in and recap it, and they can jot those down. Don't know that I'll do it tonight, but I promise I will do it by tomorrow. Okay. That's pretty much it for the parties. The other thing too, really quick, that I will share with you guys is if you get a person at a party who's not ready to sign up and they're not ready to take the link, this is what I hand out, okay? These are from oilsupply.com. I love these. These are Young Living Essential Oil Trifolds, okay? These are new. They're all new. They're compliant, and they are amazing. They're all updated, okay? And then I just created myself a card like this with all 4 of the starter kits. I said getting started with Young Living because, you know, guys, I do change my wording for parties now all the time. I really try to avoid just saying essential oils. I like to say Young Living because people need to know that Young Living is so much more than oils, and that maybe you get Sue at the party, and Sue just absolutely has zero interest in oil, but Sue needs supplements and she needs a probiotic and she needs some Ninja Red. So that's why I try to really just say Young Living. And Lisa, I'm so glad you joined. That you they need to know that it's so much more. Okay, so I just made this little card on Canva. If you don't know, Canva is free, and I think it's very user friendly because I am not computer literate all the time. And then on the back, here's an example when I talk about how to order. And then I list all the oils and how you can, in like ways you can use them, and it's compliant. How to order. Number 1, select your starter kit and place my member number. in both boxes. Number 2, customize your monthly wellness box. Select from oils, supplements, kid care, makeup, body washes, and more. And then I say month 1 through 3, you earn this, you earn that. And then in parentheses in the back of the card, I say you can cancel at any time and set up at a later date if you prefer. Just because there may be somebody who's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. And I also remind people that I tell them it's like a Stitch Fix. It's like Stitch Fix where you create your own clothes or whatever. I don't do that stuff because half the things I buy I never wear, but that's a whole other story. So that is all you need for a handout. So if you're just getting started or whatever the case may be, don't think that you need all of these things. I carry these in my purse because if somebody asks me or they want to know about Young Living, I'm like, here you go. And boom, I've given them information. I've given them information on the starter kit. I have given them my card with my link. I have my link up here with how to order. Okay. So I gave them those 2 things, boom, boom. And I'm also going to have my business card will also be in there as well. So I carry those with me and that's super easy to have too. And then I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. On a complete side note, because it was something I told her I would talk about, is just be persistent, be consistent in your social media sharing, loan out diffusers if you have to. Jump on live and unbox the premium starter kit. Last December, I decided to jump on a live and unbox a starter kit, and I enrolled like 13 people that month. Unbelievable, because you know what, guys? I'm a visual person too, so I get it. People want to see. Some people want to see what you're talking about, and I unboxed a starter kit, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was a huge month in sales for me because I jumped on there and did that. So I think that is like everything that I wanted to talk about. I think I covered it. I'll add some stuff in the comments. I'll also look back to see if there's any questions that I missed, and I will happily answer them. But just know that I encourage you guys to make it fun, be excited. When you go to these parties, be comfortable. Don't go and think you have to be all dressed up and prim and professional. Make it comfortable for yourself and make it comfortable for the people around you, and just share Young Living, and people are going to want to follow you, and be persistent in the way that you share. I hope you guys have an awesome evening, and I think that was it. Thanks for joining.